I was recently diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, a form of depression. And depression affects more than 16 million people in this country, and there's no cure per se, but for anyone dealing with it, there are treatments that can help.
Pete Davidson, Kim Kardashian's ex, has checked into rehab after allegedly being traumatized after their relationship ended. Now the big question is, did Kim have something to do with it? Did dating Kim Kardashian hugely affect Pete that he needs to go to rehab? Let's find out. In case you're not already familiar with this American comedian and actor, Pete's been making waves as a featured player on the iconic Saturday Night Live. Yep, that's the SNL you've probably heard everyone talking about. Now, back in the day, Pete attended St. Joseph High School, where he got his education in a Catholic setting. But you know what they say, comedy's in his blood. Before his SNL days, he made appearances on some pretty cool shows like Wild 'N Out, Jimmy Kimmel Live, and Guy Code. And hey, he even tried his hand at the acting game, scoring a role in the film School Dance. This talented guy is more than just his on-screen presence. Pete's roots lie in Staten Island, New York, where he was raised, hence his nickname, King of Staten Island. Anyways, here's a bittersweet tale. His father, a brave firefighter, tragically lost his life during the 9/11 attacks. It's a heartbreaking part of Pete's story that adds depth to the man behind the laughter. In a report from mirror.co.uk, Pete Davidson faced a devastating loss at just 7 years old when his father tragically passed away. His dad's final moments were filled with bravery as he was seen rushing up the stairs of the Marriott World Trade Center just before the infamous Twin Towers collapse on 9/11. Pete opened up about a poignant memory, revealing that his father had told him he would pick him up on that fateful 9/11 morning, but he never came.
My dad told me he was going to pick me up from school on 9/11. I got picked up by my mom. She didn't tell me what was going on for 3 days, and she kept telling me, all right, Dad's at work, coming home, whatever. I had no idea.
The impact of losing his father at such a young age has left a profound mark on Pete. He candidly shared that he's been grappling with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, ever since that heart-wrenching day. Since then, he'd been actively engaged in trauma therapy, working through the pain, and found healing. But do you know what's incredible about Pete Davidson? Despite his struggles, he's an absolute rock star on stage. His talent and humor shine through, captivating us with every show. It's inspiring how he turns his pain into powerful performances.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not your dad.
Oh, you betcha. When it comes to personal relationships, Pete Davidson has had quite a star-studded dating history. From big names like Ariana Grande, Kaya Gerber, and Kate Beckinsale, he definitely had a taste for dating top-tier artists. But hold on to your hats, because there's one that got everyone buzzing like crazy. None other than the Queen of Fame herself, the famous for being famous star, Kim Kardashian. Their whirlwind romance had all the paparazzi in a frenzy, and it wasn't short on controversies. Rumor has it that the intensity of their relationship took a toll on Pete's mental health, which led him to seek help in rehab once again. I know, it's ironic, right? You fall in love with someone and you end up in rehab. Let's delve into the juicy details.
So this is how it went down with Pete. I did SNL, and then when we kissed in scene, it was just a vibe. And I was like, oh shit, maybe I just need to try something different.
Well, rumor has it that Kim K might have had her own agenda with her fling with Pete. Some say she used the relationship to stay in the spotlight and allegedly to try to get back at her ex-hubby, Kanye West. And when Kanye caught wind of this, well, let's just say he didn't take it lightly. And what did Kanye do? Well, brace yourself for these mind-blowing exposés.
I knew there was no way she could love this dude, not just because he's ugly, he's not black. She likes black guys. Every guy that she, is with looks exactly the same. Reggie Bush, at that time Kanye West, she has a type. Just like how I have a type. Like a lot of my girls look kind of similar to her because in a video game character, people have their type. I've been dragged and how she not my wife, she don't have her last name, and now he texting me talking and bragging about how he's in bed with my wife, and I'm like, well, who's watching my children if he's texting me bragging about being in bed with my wife? And I thought this wasn't my wife no more legally since I got the I got the lawyer to finally finish the divorce, because every time I finish the show, the Free Hoover show, the next day she dropping the last night. Every time I do something positive, it's some negative that's coming. I go and get the laptop from Ray J. Then she joking about divorce. I go and get the lawyer, change the lawyer so we can finally do the divorce, and then somehow I'm the one that's the stalker.
Then, after a 9-month romance, the former couple, Pete and Kim, decided to part ways. However, during the early stages of their relationship, Pete Davidson faced a social media storm as Kanye West, Kardashian's ex, posted aggressive messages about him. Just 3 days after E! News revealed Pete and Kim broke up, the rapper shared a since-deleted Instagram post of a fake New York Times front page that read, "Pete Davidson, dead at age 28. Then Kanye released a new track in which he mentioned Pete by name, rapping,
"God sent me from that crash, just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass." Who?
In another newly released song called City of Gods, Ye also appeared to suggest that Pete should thank him for letting him have Kim. Even though Kanye had already expressed his dislike about Pete through his music, it wasn't until the time that fans got to hear the complete extent of Ye's grievances. It all went down when Ye, out of nowhere, dropped the bombshell that Kid Cudi wouldn't be part of his upcoming album, Donda 2. But here's the juicy part. He hinted that it's because Cudi's friends with you-know-who. And yep, you guessed it. Everyone thought he meant Pete. And guess what? Ye didn't stop there. He went on an Insta rampage, unleashing some serious shade at Pete, calling him everything from dickhead to trash. No chill whatsoever. But the jaw-dropper came when he shared a private message from Pete, where Pete had to reassure him that he ain't interested in Kim and Ye's 4 kids. "I'd never get in the way of your children," the text from Pete appears to read. "That's a promise. How you guys go about raising your kids is your business and not mine. I do hope one day I can meet them and we can all be friends." Ye then returned to expressing his desire to be reunited with Kim. In his post, he said, "For everyone married, hold your spouse close. Make sure they know how much you love and appreciate them, because there's a skeet lurking in every dirty ass waiting to destroy your family." In case you didn't know, he made up the name Skeet for Pete. That time, the gossip mill was churning, and it was hot. Allegedly, word on the street is that Kim might have strategically used Pete, who was 13 years younger than her, by the way, to keep herself in the spotlight. After all, he's young and on top of his game, which definitely adds some sizzle to her public image. But here's the twist. Rumor has it that Kim knew all too well how Kanye would react to her getting close to Pete. And boy, did he react. Ye's fiery social media posts made it pretty clear he wasn't happy about this whole situation. And all of the bullying he did to Pete just because he fell in love with his ex supposedly worsened his mental health. Allegedly, Kim expressed her utter frustration with Kanye's actions and even requested him to stop provoking Pete. However, fans speculate that she could have attempted to intervene and quell the drama. Oh, poor Pete. The question is, should Kim take responsibility for her impact on Pete's current mental health struggles? And should Pete receive an apology from both Kim for allegedly using him and from Kanye for supposedly bullying him? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments below.